all of a sudden we've got ourselves in the middle of a storm.
Unbelievable! Trip of a lifetime to Komodo, and we've got flooded boats and active volcanoes. Let's see how we go.
Now, I've been to Bali lebih 10 kali, more than 10 times. In fact, I've actually lost count. It's embarrassing. The classic Aussie stereotype. So having only ventured to Lombok and Java once, it was most definitely time to see a new part of Indonesia. While I had contemplated Sulawesi, I settled for Flores and more specifically Labuan Bajo as the stepping stone for both the Great Komodo National Park and Mount Kelimutu further east.
Dalam pesawat. Terima kasih atas kerjasamanya.
Flights to Labuan Bajo from Denpasar are now numerous, reflecting growing international desire to check out the Komodo dragon and everything else the national park offers.
That was a little bit sketchy.
Our first stay was located in a peaceful but fairly remote spot on the eastern coast away from the town. My thrifty nature always lands me in these predicaments. This problem goes away pretty quickly with the rental of a motorbike. While I'm always cognizant of the dangers, the convenience and affordability of sepeda moto are forces I simply cannot resist. Fortune does favour the brave, however, and we were rewarded with some of the best riding conditions I've seen in the archipelago. Rather than head back through town and the airport, we take the other route north to the peninsula and Waichichu. Along the way, we're treated to newly sealed roads, zero traffic and spectacular views. Get in quick before it's all developed, which is what the great infrastructure seems to suggest. And here's our first sunset. If you like me and like these, this is the place to come. Our next little adventure is a cheeky half-day trip to Renko Cave. A simple trip down the road to Desa Tanjung Boleng where you negotiate a boat price and then negotiate a less than perfect jetty. Entry and exit can be tricky but well worth it for the dip. It was at this point, though, that the natural wonders of Indonesia got the better of us when our flight to see Kelimutu was cancelled due to volcanic ash. So I hastily find something that's available of booking online after spending weeks of researching all my other accommodation. We had to just come back to Labuan Bajo. Found something that on paper looked beautiful until we got to the drop-off point, which was on the side of a cliff and a bush track. Yeah, the driver just said, yeah, just go down there, not far, which is not exactly true. Steep as hell. And here we are carrying our bags basically through the jungle, and we had to keep going and going and going and going till eventually we got to the bottom, which is here, which is obviously amazing, but you do not want to go back to the hill to get to the road. So effectively they bring all their food and stuff via boat. And basically what that means is that if you want to go anywhere now, you have to go by boat too, which is also a little bit expensive. But anyway, we're making the best of a bad situation. Could be a lot worse. While it appeared we had stumbled upon paradise, having a few extra days to fill now meant I was once again drawn to the flexibility of a motorbike. I had one delivered to the top of the hill. Even though going back up would be an absolute punish, the freedom to get about town is well worth it. Let the walk commence. So Alex has already barreled ahead a bit. There he is a bit further. Oh, I think I'm getting fitter. Oh, nearly at the motorbike. Oh, it's actually not too bad once you've done it 3 or 4 times. Oh, no, another hill. The car park. With logistics sorted, it was now time for some fun. The famous Australian philosopher Chrissy Amphlett once said, "There's a fine line between pleasure and pain," and that seems to encapsulate this place at Waichichu and Indonesia more broadly. That despite the sunburn, the mozzie bites, steep hills and funny tummies, it's absolutely unforgettable. And finally the day had arrived. 3 days and 2 nights cruising in the Komodo National Park, the pièce de résistance of our little trip. Our first activity was a lovely go-with-the-flow style drift snorkel with plenty of fish, coral and a nice surprise at the end. And now we arrive at the tour namesake and the home of quite literally the face of the region, the Komodo dragon. While their lack of movement can be underwhelming, when you discover they're venomous, only eat once a month, and when they do it's around 80% of their body weight, I'm okay with this being the time when they're chill. And speaking of chill, it was time for us weary sailors to do some relaxing on Pink Beach. The pink colour arises from the combination of red broken coral and white sand. We were happy as pigs in the you-know-what. What could go wrong from here?
All of a sudden we've got ourselves in the middle of a storm. It's absolutely pissing down on the bay. We're having an absolutely amazing time, getting sunburned, beautiful weather, hot, all that. And now we've got the full Indonesian experience. But now we've got to deal with all the drips that are coming through the cabin. So we've got little cups everywhere to try and mop up the mess, and hopefully it clears up and we can get dry at some point soon.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Full credit to our amazing crew who got the situation rectified quickly. The next day we roll out of bed when the engine starts up and are treated to a beautiful sunrise and some eerily strong swirly currents that turn the water to glass. It's not long though before we're back in the business of inspecting marine life and Kilo Island. This whole place is just paradise on a stick. And finally, it's time for the sweatiest of photo opportunities, Putter Island. Guaranteed to lose at least a kilo of body weight on the way up. As mentioned previously by Chrissy Amphlett, all this beauty comes at a price, especially if you forget your water bottle. I do not recommend this.
How's your muscles?
No, it's just pack, one pack.
As you can see, it's a truly spectacular and fitting way to end our trip. Thank you to the amazing crew, the lovely band of fellow travellers from Germany, France, Spain, Australia and even Mexico, and of course my little Speedomotor sidekick Alex, and lastly, terima kasih banyak Indonesia, aku cinta padamu, I love you. I lost 3 pairs of board shorts and a GoPro and it was all worth it. Seriously, put this on your bucket list.